American Pharoah on the outside. Firing Line hanging tough from the back of the pack. It's Frosted Dortmund down toward the rail. 16th to go. And American Pharoah and Firing Line. And it's American Pharoah pulling away late. American Pharoah rules the Derby.
American Pharoah used the Rebel Stakes as a springboard not only to a Kentucky Derby victory, but Triple Crown glory in 2015. Racing Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert back with the two-headed approach to this year's Rebel. And Scott, a lot different look maybe than when American Pharoah was in it. Certainly a lot different than this time last year when there were no fans.
Yeah, good to have fans back in limited capacity, but of course back. It's been nice to hear them on the golf course. Looking forward to more and more coming back to the racetrack. Bob Baffert, he owns this race, Ed. 7 wins since Looking at Lucky in 2010. Was always a coveted race, but to really taking it to the next level, Baffert using it as a major stepping stone. Now, obviously, the $1 million. It's, along with the San Felipe, I think the best of the preps we've seen so far, and really looking forward to seeing some of these horses throw down on Saturday.
Yeah, me as well. And certainly the right to figure to be co-favored based on the morning line. I do think Concert Tour will end up a clear favorite, at least in the win pool. But not only is he here making his route debut after winning the San Vicente in his second career start, but Caddo River returns already with a win over the track for the potent Brad Cox barn.
Yeah, 2 horses, as you know, that I've been very high on for a bit now. Have them actually second or third and fourth on my Kentucky Derby top 10 on KentuckyDerby.com. I think Caddo River might be the better horse, but the inside draw is a tough one for a horse that's going to have to run from start to finish. You would think there'd be no doubt that Florent Giroux will send from the rail. But with a horse like Get Her Number coming in off the layoff, I expect him to be keen. He showed speed. And then a number of other horses with tactical speed. I don't think things will be too easy for Caddo River. If he gets loose, he'll be dangerous. But I think I prefer Concert Tour in this spot. Where are you looking?
Yeah, I would say I prefer Concert Tour as well. And even though he'll be favored, he actually has 0 points. I believe Caddo River and Keep Me in Mind, the two here that have scored in the 10-point range, and then a few others have placed in some starts as we take a look at the leaderboard. And I am going to go with Keep Me in Mind. I know there's some consternation about how good that Jockey Club was at Churchill Downs. And yeah, the horses behind him haven't come back to do great, but the horses around him in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile have, I thought, acquitted themselves very well. Maybe not Jackie's Warrior, who was 4th, but certainly the winner. Hot Rod Charlie figures to be one of the threats to Mandaloon in the Louisiana Derby. So I'm going to use that as the race for Keep Me in Mind to run back to. And if he does, and should have the pace, if anyone goes with Caddo River, I think he can mow him down late.
Yeah, I guess I'm mostly concerned with the gap in training and needing the race coming off a significant layoff. Robertino Diodoro, though, pretty good, 90-plus days away, 22%, which is a little bit lower, though, than his normal win percentage, especially at Oakland this week where he's almost at 30%. I think the pace will be contentious. I just don't know if Keep Me in Mind is up to the task against the Caddo Rivers and Concert Tours of the world. You mentioned the Kentucky Jockey Club. That was a suspect group. And he needed a real pace meltdown to finish 3rd in that Breeders' Cup Juvenile. If he gets it, he certainly will be running on late. But I think I'm willing to take him on as probably the 4-1 third choice, 7-2, something like that.
Yeah, I would say 4-1 is what I thought. You mentioned Keep Me in Mind's layoff, horse coming in off an even longer one is Super Stock, but I did think he was interesting. He actually kind of improved twice, had quite a few starts for someone who ended his season in October. And it seems like there's a foundation there that if Asmussen's figured out a way to improve him, he could be in the mix.
I'm worried about the pedigree. He looks both sides to be a one-turn horse. I mean, you can get a mile in a 16th if you're a talented horse and a sprinter, but how's he going to do it? Is he going to be able to sit off the pace and pass Caddo River? I think he's a cut below these as well, but you make good points coming back fresh. Obviously, Steve Asmussen, if anyone or amongst those that can get a horse to move forward, even though he hasn't won that Derby yet. The horse that I'm interested in from a wagering perspective is the other Steve Asmussen in here, and that's number 2, Big Lake, a horse that I think no doubt has proven he wants to get 2 turns. Whether he'll be able to win the race with the Caddo River and Concert Tours in here, I expect a star performance from one of those. But Big Lake has been wide in both of his wins at Fairgrounds going 2 turns. The maiden breaker on January 16th was extremely wide throughout, overcame that, kept on running on. And then on February 13th, when he almost gave it up in the lane, sort of, I mean, it was a good run by Defeater late, but I think he was geared down. Another wide trip. Now he moves inside. I think could get a nice pocket trip off of the early leads and maybe get first run on a horse like Keep Me in Mind. The way I'm going to wager on the race head is build tickets with Big Lake sitting in second and third in the vertical wagers. I'm sorry.
All right, a lot of wagering options, but of course, for our leaderboard contest, it's 25 to win. Earlier, we saw the Derby points leaders. Quick look here at our leaders in the Twin Spires contest. Two-way tie on top. These guys going gangbusters. Where would your $25 to win be to try to get those 50 points?
I would have to roll with Concert Tour, Ed. If I'm behind, I guess I might look toward Big Lake to kind of be a little bit contrarian. But if I'm in the mix, I think Concert Tour is the likeliest winner here on the stretch out.
All right, I'll stick with Keep Me in Mind. Hopefully closing late. Maybe the layoff hasn't dulled that kick too much. He's my pick. Cattle River, though, agree with you. Certainly in the mix. Should be a great race.